What up, y'all? Forward Favor, man. BigBossFabo back again with a video for the channel. We're doing a reaction to Dan Bilzerian has officially failed, man. Let's get into the video.
It's simple. When people are patient, nothing feels better than winning when people are patiently waiting to see you fail. Dan, you've lost 1 million followers in the last 12 months, seen your stock price plummet so low you had to take it off the stock exchange, and now spend the rest of your time copying Andrew Tate.
Yeah, we're gonna start a website called Sigma Society.
While rambling about politics on Twitter. This is basically the definition of failure, and here's exactly how it happened. Dan Bilzerian took his company Ignite public at a price of $2.50 per share back in January 2019, a time at which his career was going perfectly. His Instagram was gaining 400,000 followers per month, he was living in a $65 million mansion, and most importantly, everybody believed that his lifestyle was real. That would be until July 2000.
Bro, if you don't know nothing about Dan Bilzerian, but he got real famous off of like online poker or something like that. I don't know if he came from money, like a lineage of money. Some people say he came from money. I don't know about all that, but he got rich and he was just a playboy. You know what I mean? Just jets, women, guns, you know.
18 months after Ignite started, when Dan fired Ignite's vice president, who then sued Dan Bilzerian for unfair dismissal, in the process completely exposing his phony business model. For starters, the lawsuit explained that Dan Bilzerian hadn't actually paid $65 million for his mansion, but the property was rather rented for $2.4 million per year. On top of this, it was shown that Bilzerian paid for the travel expenses of the rotating cast of models that permanently accompany Bilzerian wherever he goes, despite Dan consistently stating that the girls were there voluntarily.
Do you pay these girls to come?
No. Okay, so
that's the big misconception,
yeah, I'm
right?
addressing that on my app.
However, the craziest part of the lawsuit outlined Dan's strange expenses, including $75,000 on a paintball field, $40,000 on a rock climbing wall, $60,000 on a Star Wars gun set, $31,000 on pool renovations, $50,000 on a bed frame, $15,000 on a ping pong table, and $88,000 on a vault, just to name a few. It was also stated that some business expenses charged to Ignite were for household items, groceries, and luxury yacht rentals, with a different former employee stating Ignite pays for everything. Models, events, yachts. Dan would just have it wrapped with the Ignite logo, and all of a sudden it was an Ignite expense, and he would send them the bill. Pools, trampolines, the employee added. His personal events that had nothing to do with the business. Dan responded by stating, "Some journalist said Ignite was funding my life. Bitch, I've been going hard for 10 years and been famous for going hard for 7. I started Ignite 2 years ago, raised around 100 mil, and I own the majority of the company, suck my dick." Although his arrogant response failed to dismiss anything, especially the company's atrocious financial reports. Dan had spent
What y'all think about looking the part? I think that's the whole thing. It's a facade essentially, but a lot of these folks, I guess that's what he bought into. You know, if all these allegations is true, I need to have a whole entourage of women. Like, I don't know. Low key, I think the whole persona, what he was showing the masses, kind of made people buy into him a little bit more. So I don't know if it necessarily threw him off. He probably made a lot of money during that time just to look the part, you know what I mean? But probably not as much he was wasting just to invest in it. But what y'all think about that, man? Like, a lot of people that fake it till they make it type thing, you know? Like, they'll look a certain way, maybe they'll dress the part, but they ain't really even got it yet. But it's all about just a certain image and perception.
a total of $69 million during Ignite's first year in business, which was offset by only $9.7 million in sales. Given the previously mentioned lawsuit explained how terribly this money was spent, Ignite's stock price plummeted by almost 90%, from $2.50 to a low of 28 cents in October 2020. As the media began to report on Dan's losses, he'd respond by stating Uber is worth $80 billion. It has never had a profitable month since it started, and it lost over $5 billion in one quarter last year. However, Ignite's financial losses weren't even the worst part. Ignite only had an audience because of Dan's extravagant life, which as a result of the lawsuit had been exposed as rented. His lifestyle was once mysterious and intriguing, but it lost its edge as soon as people realized it was just another business. On top of this, the whole mega rich guy on Instagram shtick was cool in 2014, but by 2020 everybody knew it was complete baloney, which began to reflect in Dan's Instagram statistics. In May 2020, Dan almost completely stopped posting to Instagram, and by the end of the year he'd begun to lose followers. In the meantime, the media speculated that he'd soon file for bankruptcy.
How they know it was fake though? My thing is, how did the people know it was fake? That he was just like, the whole Instagram phase was a facade.
To which Dan clapped back by tweeting a skeleton with the caption, "Or the dumbass journalist patiently waiting for Ignite to go bankrupt." Dan was right, Ignite wasn't filing for bankruptcy, but that didn't mean that things were going well. After losing $69 million in 2019, Ignite lost a further $19.7 million in 2020. During which the media released another strange detail. Dan Bilzerian's dad was supposedly running Ignite from behind the scenes. Now this was a problem for one main reason. Paul Bilzerian was a convicted felon who was legally prohibited from participating in publicly traded companies. He'd spent a year in jail for fraud in the 90s, leading Dan to pretend that they weren't that close. Spent a year in jail.
Bro looked like a finesser from the 90s, bro. He was finessing in the 90s. Frauding. But he looked like, bro, I got the porn stash too. Bro, look like he don't want to be handling no type of business with you.
For fraud in the 90s, leading Dan to pretend that they weren't that close.
I talked to him probably 4 or 5 times a year.
However, according to one article, Paul Bilzerian has taken a less shadowy role within the company, sending thousands of emails between himself and other top executives at Ignite. This was only speculation at the time, but if Paul was in fact running the company, he was starting to do something right. Despite losing $19.7 million in 2020, Ignite actually recorded a profit in their final quarter, leading Dan to tweet, "Ignite announces a profitable fourth quarter." I guess the press and the dumb YouTubers were wrong, shocking, the reason for which being explained in a Forbes article. For one, Ignite cut costs, slashing a promotional budget by nearly 75%. Pandemics meant fewer parties, and for Ignite that meant a chance at profit. As economic conditions improved in early 2021, the price of Dan's stock began to recover rapidly, quadrupling from 28 cents per share in October 2020 to $1.13 only 1 year later. In the process, Ignite increased its revenue from $16.9 million in 2020 to $78.8 million in 2021, at which point Dan made the claim that he wanted to sell the company.
$2 billion would be nice, because then I get over $1 billion.
However, the chance of achieving this kind of money began to look unlikely, as the value of Dan's company began to fall off a cliff. The recovery made by Dan—
Bro, that company ain't that cool to buy for no billion, bro. We ain't spending no billies on that.
Most people have no clue that in 2023 the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products.
Like the video, man. Comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this one in the comment section below, man. Peace. Let everybody that's tuning in to the channel subscribe to the channel. Let's get back to it.
made by Dan in 2021 was completely reversed throughout 2022, owed in part to one particular incident. The SEC is suing Ignite Brands Ltd for failing to produce documents as it attempts to pursue an accounting fraud investigation. According to the SEC case, SEC staff have uncovered information indicating that respondents may have filed public financial statements that include false or misleading representations regarding revenues earned and recognized in the company's fiscal year ending December 1st, 2020. On top of potentially falsifying their revenue, the suit also revealed that Ignite was under criminal investigation for something unrelated. As a result, the stock was headed toward a new record low. However, Dan was able to fix this problem by removing Ignite from the stock exchange altogether. He provided no explanation for the company's removal. However, just 2 months later, media publication MJ Biz Daily somehow managed to interview Dan Bilzerian's dad, who said he is now serving as an unpaid advisor to his Son's company and was speaking on behalf of Ignite because Dan was unavailable to comment. He'd state there is no reason to have a public company unless you intend to raise capital from public markets, before going on to state though Ignite was publicly traded, about 90% of the company's shares are owned by Dan and friends. Dan likely thought that as a public figure he should have a public company, although this structure provided no real benefit and instead delivered unwanted attention from governing bodies and the media. Despite this, it was reported in March 2023 that Dan was still refusing.
Some say when you go public, it's a sign you broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, folks don't even know what they doing. They go public, bro. No ownership. All right.
To cooperate with governing bodies, and while Ignite's privatization means its income is no longer public, it doesn't really seem as though business has improved. Dan recently bragged on Ignite's Instagram by stating, best-selling vapes in South America, although the very top comment was, bro, I love you, but I never seen anyone smoking that. Ignite's Twitter page gets about 30 likes per post. The company's official TikTok page has under 4,000 followers, while Dan Bilzerian's personal social media isn't looking so healthy either. His main Instagram page is losing personal social.
Bro, talking about his Instagram ain't that healthy. He had 32.8 mil. Come on, bro. What you talking about?
Media isn't looking so healthy either. His main Instagram page is losing 100,000 followers per month, owed in part to his complete inactivity, only uploading every once in a blue moon. When he does post, all of the most popular comments state, so sad you have to pay for having ladies around you, haha, lol, such a sad life, and I don't know why I still follow this dude. In January 2021, Bilzerian was asked, Dan, why are you barely active over Instagram recently? To which he'd respond with, cause I just finished the 25th edit of my book, it's finally done. Yet Dan failed to return to Instagram after the book's release. However, only a couple of months ago on the Skinny Confidential podcast, Dan gave an updated explanation for why he'd quit everything.
I just don't care. Like, I feel like social media is like a video game I beat like 8 years ago, and I'm like, everybody's playing the same game. I'm like tired of playing it. Like, I look at social media like a cancer. Like, to me, I think it's the worst thing to be happening to society. So I just it just cringe to perpetuate that problem.
Dan seems quite resentful over his
He said he game finished, game complete, game over. Bro, I said he broke the system already like 10 years ago. He ain't trying to do social still, bro. Damn. He ain't lying. Social media, bro. Bro, social media is a drag. Like, it's really just, you know, I think the world, the only thing, like, I think the older generation should slowly but surely be growing out of that. The only thing, the only people on social media gonna really be like intense, exciting, hype for it should be the younger generation who's new, getting introduced to all these smart devices, and they gonna control the world, you know. But the older I get, the less I care about social media. The only platform I'm on is YouTube, bro. Like, I don't even. It's funny, I always tell, hey, follow me on this and that, but it's like I don't even really get on my Instagram. I don't get on Twitter. I mean, it's great to cultivate a brand and a following, but there's a point in time where I was heavy on social media, and I was like 16 at that time, and that was way before like the whole everybody started jumping on the wave. So in the same similar breath, I think that I was on social early. You know, I was part of the small few out of the generation, you know, the millennials, to get on the tech and social stuff very early, man, you know. So at this point in time, it don't even really do nothing. Like, it's cool, but social media's played out. And it's funny because it's such a norm today. People be like, man, if you're not on social media, that's weird. That's a red flag. But like, some people just don't care about social media no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, waste of time.
Social media career and is perhaps sick of being hated. However, I can't imagine his next venture will make that any better. After seemingly spending a bit too much time with Andrew Tate, Dan Bilzerian is working on his own alpha male course and website called Sigma Society.
The thing I'm working on right now is a site where it's basically gonna like teach guys kind of like Sigma. What's that? Yeah.
Sigma?
Yeah, it's gonna like teach guys how to be guys. You know, I feel like this generation has kind of like lost that.
And while such a venture would surely find an audience, it feels like a last-ditch unoriginal money grab, which is almost always a
You said Sigma? What's that? You my business, bro? Sigma? Yeah. Folks say you was not Andrew Tate, my boy.
Line of having nothing left to offer.
Damn, bro said he ain't got nothing left to offer. That's damn Bilzerian failed. I don't think you got 32.8 on Insta. Like, he's built the brand. He's a multi-millionaire. I don't think he broke. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't bankrupt type, as far as I know. But, you know, the internet just love to ridicule somebody. It don't matter what you're doing. If he's paying for models and he's paying for, like, female presence around him, that's lame. But, I mean, dude got money. Sounds like he got several businesses set up as well. I think he's just not at the same point that he was in the past, so people see it as a decline and a fall off. But I see it, take it how you want to, bro. It's perception. Could have grown out a lot of things, matured, went a different direction. He doesn't have to be face forward, you know, all the time on social, on Instagram, posting videos with models on jets and stuff like that. So take it how you want to, but let me know y'all's thoughts on this one in the comment section below, man. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications so you're notified every time I drop a video, man. Let me know what you guys want to see, man. Peace, love, prosperity. God bless. We'll catch y'all next time.